Hello, welcome back, guys. It is SKFC here again with another video for today. And today we're going to be discussing one Mr. Cole Palmer, the breakout Chelsea star. Um, as the season is rounding up, I kind of want to just give a review of what I think of him as a player, especially from what he's shown of me this season, and just kind of seeing what I think he is amazing at, what he's good at, what he can improve on, all that good stuff. So just to give like a good overview of Cole Palmer, he's 22 years old, plays for Chelsea Football Club. He plays mostly as a right winger as well as a central attacking mid. um, he, as you can see on the screen, has been very, very prolific this season. 22 goals in the Premier League to go along with 10 assists in the Premier League, 25 goals and 14 assists in all competitions. So when we talk about Cole Palmer, I think we should start at kind of his goal scoring ability. So Cole Palmer, as you can see, he has 22 goals, so which is second for goals this season. He has scored mostly through his left foot, scoring 17 goals through his left foot, scored 3 through his right, and has scored 2 from headers. And you can kind of see even through here that he is mostly left foot centric. He's netted 13 non-penalty goals, which, just to put this in perspective, for wingers would be I believe the second most. The only winger that has more non-penalty goals than him this season is Jared Bowen. And in fact, 13 non-penalty goals actually matches Mohamed Salah as well. He also, if I were to kind of pull up his um, stats just to contextualize what he's really been doing this season, he is sorry, just give me a second. I just have to find it. Right now, in terms of the in the Premier League, I believe he ranks ninth in terms of shots per game at 3.8. And amongst all the top 10 um, players with the most amount of shots per 90, he has the third best conversion rate at 20%. So he's very efficient. And you can also see that as well when it comes to his expected goals. He has an expected goals of 18 and has 22 goals. So he's overperforming his expected goals by about 4, which is obviously very impressive and shows kind of how um, how cold he is in the goal in the box. And goals, most of his non-penalty goals, should I say, kind of come through kind of his ability to just pop up in the right place. He tends to have goals like that too. And then kind of his other goals kind of just come from, honestly, just the fact that his ability to shoot off of his left foot is just very, very high. He has very, very high shooting technique from his left foot. And he, in the sense of, you can tell that he can place it where he wants to. If you kind of like look through his goal compilation for the season, it's very obvious that he means, yeah, he knows how to shoot it properly with his left foot. Um, yeah, and then kind of going over to his playmaking. So he's also a very, very high playmaker as well. He does have 10 assists this season, which would put him tied for second most in the league. He has the fifth most in terms of expected assists. So he's not just getting what I would like to term fugazi assists. These are real high quality chances that he's making, and it's reflecting in kind of his expected assist numbers as well. And then another sign that kind of just shows how well he is from a creative aspect is when you also look at um, big chances created. He's also fifth in terms of big chances created as well, with 17 for the season. And only um, like notable creative players like Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandez, Heung-min Son, and Salah are above him. I mean, granted, Salah and Heung-min Son aren't really noted to be as creative more so than these two players, but still he's in very elite company. And I think that is definitely something to note in terms of his creativity. Um, and yeah, so like I said, he's very creative, great goal scorer. But those are just two. He also has more to his game as well. He's also in the 90th percentile for completed through balls, as well as in the 97th percentile for progressive passes. And this is comparing him to other wingers and attacking midfielders. So this just shows that, like I said, these are just more proof that his creativity and playmaking is up there with the best of them. So when talking about his play style, you can kind of see even from his season heat map that he prefers to play on the right. He can drift into the um, central spaces as well. Kind of what I like about Cole Palmer is he is very versatile in what he can do on the pitch. Like he'll drop deep if the defense is struggling to progress the ball. He'll drop deep, whether coming into a space that the six would occupy or the eight would occupy to help kind of progress the ball. He can roam into the 10 if that space is available and the team is in need of a playmaker in the final third. Sometimes he'll even overlap kind of to the other side of the other wing to combine with the other winger as well. He also plays really well with Gusto, who, when he's on the right, will overlap down the wing or down the byline, should I say, and allow kind of Cole Palmer to cut inside to either playing a through ball or to kind of dribble to take a shot at goal. And funny enough, Cole Palmer um, doesn't really dribble that much compared to your typical winger. Um, I think he only averages around 1.5 dribbles per game, which for comparison, um, I think Mudryk averages more dribbles. I know for a fact Madueke averages like I think over 3. So he's not really like a Doku or a Madueke where their goal is to try to help the team through their take-ons. Like he's not really a that type of player. Even if when you watch him play, he kind of will keep the ball and wait for the passing options to open up. So he's usually pretty tight in possession because if he doesn't think he can take on the player, if there's not open space for him to do so, he'll just kind of recycle the ball instead of trying to force a play that just isn't happening for him. Yeah, he averages around 1.8 dribbles per game, which you can even kind of tell isn't particularly a lot for players in his position. Um, but you can also kind of see by the green line that his success rate is above average, which kind of just speaks to how he's responsible in keeping the ball from being lost more times than not, and why that's important. And then the other thing too to keep in mind about his ability to play is when he's off the ball, he usually likes to drop in between the lines. And when I mean drop in between the lines, I mean that in the sense of so if the other team is kind of playing the the back row and the mid four. So I don't know what just happened to the website I was using. I apologize about that. But yeah, he would typically try to drop into there to kind of like look for ways to get the ball from his teammates to pass to, and then from there, he usually tries to shoot or yes. And the time he is, it's usually he's just trying to create to or dribbling to create space for him to shoot himself. So that's usually when he tends to try to dribbles to create space for himself. In terms of um, any weaknesses in his game, I wouldn't say he has any that is too outstanding. He can, I would maybe hope that he can be braver on the ball in terms of taking on more defenders 1v1. Um, just in general. He doesn't have to do it all the time, and I can understand why he doesn't do it all the time, but just to do it more often. At times he can be a bit too selfish when he's trying to look for the shot, and sometimes he can miss some passing options that would have been um, better for the possession. However, like if he's still scoring like over 20 goals, then that's just kind of value that you're willing to bleed because he's scoring so much for a winger and he has so many assists. So you kind of take the good with the bad in that situation. Um, Even though he's really tall at like 6'2", I also think he doesn't weigh that much. I think he only weighs about 163 pounds. So he's very, very weak physically speaking. He's not that strong. So he can be quite easy to push off the ball at times. So that is another thing that to just keep in mind. And then he just doesn't really press that much when Chelsea are defending, which so it kind of reminds me of Eden Hazard in that sense, where the entire team kind of tries to what's it called, increase their defensive work rate to make up for that. But I mean, overall, though, like I said, the numbers speak for themselves. He's scored 22 goals. He's had 10 assists. He's been involved in just about every um, good thing that Chelsea have done this season, and hopefully, next season he can push on and be even better than he is this year, which is definitely a hard bar to clear, given what he set for himself. But I have no doubt that he can do that. If you've made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on Cole Palmer and who you want me to analyze next. Thank you and have a good day.